Hello, I'm Kristen Larson, and I am chair of the membership committee. The membership committee consists of students, as well as the honor courts here that you see listed, as well as our nephrology nurse members. I've been asked to speak about student membership, basically our work with that within the organization, and a little bit about the honor courts. So let me start here. Where did this come about? Why the interest in students? Well, there was an article published by Jamie Brown, Norma Gomez, Melanie Harper, and Rosie Oliveras in the January-February 2023 NNJ, and it talked about combating the nursing shortage, which we've all heard. This one was really specific to nephrology nursing, and it had great ideas as far as retaining and keeping our nephrology nurses, and then looked at this pool of students that are coming out and what are we doing for them to bring them into nephrology. Are there some mechanisms that we could use? One of the things, or rather three of the salient points that I loved about the article were: one, partnering with nurse leaders with nursing schools. Go out and talk to those nursing students. Most nursing schools have no curricula related to nephrology. I find that to be very true. I actually recorded on that for our abstracts for the 2025 meeting, and also to increase the awareness of kidney disease in the community through chapter meetings and student nursing associations. There are actually a lot of student nursing associations within a college. I didn't know that. When I went to school, there was the Student Nurses Association. Boom, that was it. Now there's little subgroups throughout many of the universities and colleges and programs. Great opportunity to interface with nursing students. How did the Intermountain chapter become involved with students? We really took upon this article and thought, we're going to act upon this. Salt Lake City had hosted the National Student Nurses Association meeting. I like to call it the Big Jamboree. Uh, Oh gosh, at least a couple times within the last 10 years. And ANNA has always been asked to have a booth. We actually have a scholarship for students. The local chapter members volunteered for the booth duty. In other words, roster came from the national office. Would you want to be part of this? Absolutely. After we were done with that last meeting that happened, probably 5 or so years ago, we really looked at what can we do to improve the attractiveness of our booth. What can we do with that? We noted that some schools had a wheel of questions and prizes. Those seemed to be the booths that really got the best foot traffic. There was interaction. It was more than just coming by, saying hi, getting a piece of candy, and moving on. If they could stop and engage with the students, they really seemed to form a little relationship, a partnership, some sort of memorable interaction. And we thought, what can we do with that? We noticed that this wheel of questions was really popular at various booths, and we thought, let's do a kidney wheel of questions. So we're going to try this at our local level. I'll tell you what the kidney wheel of questions is. First of all, we purchased the wheel from a large online merchant who will be nameless. And then the topics we wrote, you can see this is a picture of the wheel. We wrote the topics in erasable marker. What did we talk about? Anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, true, false. We have, I think, renal and dietary renal in there. Lots of just everyday topics that interface with nephrology. You can also see that we decided to reward some prizes, the prizes being fun socks, and those are really a magnet to bring students in. The answers to these questions, we as a team basically brainstormed for how do we want to do this? What do we want to ask? And we made some answers for ourselves just so that we wouldn't be caught on the spot. I've done the wheel many times, and I really have about 10 questions that I just repeat over and over and over again. That way I don't have to remember a lot of them. And the national office, should you decide that you'd like to do this, actually has the questions and the answers for you. So does the Intermountain chapter, but the national office can help you if you wish to buy a fun wheel like this. And you can also buy your socks from the large online merchant. Not a lot of money invested at the chapter level in order to do this, and really creates attraction should you go to a local type job fair or student market, or a student organization. People are going to come around. They want to answer these NCLEX type questions. It really reinforces what they know, or rather don't know. So 2023 is when we really took this live, really started, you know, engaging as best we could about the same year that the article came out. As you can see, this is our first group of people. This is me. This is Melanie Harper. Phyllis Azeltine is standing in front of the wheel. She really is the brainchild behind this, and really, she created the baby here that is now really multiplied throughout the organization, and then Annie Strong behind her. I do like that at this time we weren't as sophisticated as we are now. You can see written in the right lower part of the picture, answer a question, win a pair of socks. We just wrote that on a piece of paper. Now we're a little fancier, but Phyllis did a great job with the students. And on the right-hand side, this is her view when the students came around. You can see they're really excited. We actually are a couple deep. In other words, the students were waiting to answer the questions. We really allowed this to be a collaborative event where the students could help each other. When I'm running the wheel, I actually say, bring out your phone if you got a question. I mean, this little guy, what took me 20 minutes in 1984 takes you only 20 seconds in 2025. Use your phone and come up with the answers, and the students for the most part do. Another thing too, when we were at these meetings, is I would always ask them, do you go into a freestanding dialysis unit? None of them did, and that's really where the genesis for my teaching comes along, also in this abstract that I recorded here for the 2025 national meeting, if you want to see how this then diverged into something else. But this is the beginning of the wheel of questions. Let's move to 2024. What did we do here? We refined ourselves a bit. We actually formed a membership committee within the national office, and I am the chair right now. My chair designate is Angela McCarville from the Red River Valley chapter in North Dakota. The purpose of this part of the membership committee was to recruit students as well as to maintain and recruit those to nephrology. We asked the national office to create a QR code for us. And if you actually scan this, it'll work. It'll take you right to the student page. All the students have to do is put in their name, their email address, take a picture of their student badge to prove they're a student, and they're uploaded and they become a member. And then the national office will reach out to them. When we took upon this student recruitment in 2024, there are about 2,000 student nurses that attend their National Student Nurses Association meeting. It was held in Orlando. My goal for the committee and the people that attended was to get over 500 students. I wanted more than 20% of the participants, and we got that. We were aggressive in the recruitment. We were aggressive in sharing our knowledge. And we actually had quite a few people there. We had Deborah Degree from the Dogwood chapter, Angela McCarville from the Red River Valley chapter, Melanie Harper and Kristen Larson here from the Intermountain chapter, and then Jennifer Payton from the Palmetto chapter. So between the five of us, we hustled and we recruited, and we did a great job. We were a wonderful team, and we were really excited about those students that we recruited. We were so excited that we actually ran out of prizes. We brought over 500 pairs of socks, and they were gone by the end of I think the second day, and there's actually 3 days of recruiting. Nevertheless, we continued to recruit. Recruit. At the same time that the membership committee was formed, there is now a page for student membership. If you go under the membership tab on our computer website, it talks about the free student membership. Any student within a nursing program leading to a licensure as a registered nurse is eligible for a free student membership until their graduation day. This is one of the things that we as the committee lobbied heavily for, is we need to say that if they are a student today, they can join. Even though tomorrow they may graduate, let them join. It gives them access to this information. If you are, however, a registered nurse already, not a free membership, but this is for those that are going for their RN licensure. What are some of the advantages? Well, networking on ANA Connected, should they have questions. They actually have the digital copies of our Nephrology Nursing Journal, which I point out to the students, you all have to have scholarly literature. Don't go searching for it. It's already here in our Nephrology Nursing Journal. We really encompass diabetes, hypertension, renal disease, as well as it all through the lifespan. So we can be a one-stop shop for you. I also promoted the fact that it introduces you to a professional organization and how much fun that can be to be a member. And also put on your resume or your job application that you were a student member of a National Nurses Association. It shows that you took the time to join and actually peruse the literature and maybe attended a meeting or so. It looks good that you've done these extra activities. This here is a picture of our booth. I believe this was in Nashville. You can see the wheel. We have a lot of information about the organization, and we love having a corner booth. It just gives us a little bit more real estate. But this meeting was successful, and we learned a lot of things from it. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, the student membership page, one of the things that we'll talk about is an ANNA Student Honor Cord program. This was brought about by Michelle Gilliland, Teresa Villaran, who are board of director members, and really focusing and highlighting those students that have joined our organization and have taken an active lead to do more than just get their pair of socks and answer some questions. The Honor Cord program requires 20 hours of student involvement. And when you click download program guidelines, it will tell you what is considered involvement. It is not just limited to that. So if you have a student who's done other nephrology related things, get in touch with the national office, get in touch with me, Kristen Larson. We can help guide you through this. But it's obviously our ANNA colors, red and white, which are the honor cords and can be worn by the student when they graduate. And then finally, at the bottom of the student webpage is start building your nephrology network today, and click join again. So basically we reinforce the information that we've already stated at the top. Over here is Angela McCarville in a deep discussion, and as you can see, we are down to the last 3 pairs of socks. Nevertheless, we still have students come and talk to us about ANA and kidneys. It was interesting to hear the comments from the students. Usually it was, oh, I don't like kidneys, they're too hard. No, they're not hard. They're just super cool. Let me walk you through this. Let me teach you what's there. Student activities, fast forward now to 2025. Nancy Collabong Smith, members of the Pacific Northwest chapter, and me, Kristen Larson, went to the ANNA meeting in Seattle this year. Excuse me, the NSNA meeting with ANNA involvement. Our wheel has gotten a little bigger. You can see that. I'm standing there next to Angie Sales. Angie is a member of ANNA. She's a student member from Salt Lake City at Roseman University. She came around and answered her questions. But our wheel's gotten a little more sophisticated. It actually makes a sound as the little tab clicks through there, and it has lights on it so we can light it up and really attract people. Lots of fun students. I believe we recruited about 270 students at this meeting. Lots of engagement, involvement, questions. And I want to say that as a person who dispenses the questions to the students, my questions and my form has gotten more sophisticated. I don't just do a give me a beta blocker. I give me the name of a beta blocker. Give me a name of another one. Tell me what they do. Are they beta 1, beta 2? Tell me some side effects as a registered nurse that you would want to look for. So I really draw upon my skills as a college educator and pull that question out. And there again, in the center picture, this is a Connecticut State University college, and these lovely, lovely members joined. They were really fun. They came around a couple days just to answer the questions, and because they were so good, I gave them another pair of socks, but they wanted more NCLEX type questions. They're hungry to know that they have a basic knowledge set, they meaning the students there. I even drew some professors in. It was interesting. The professors did not want to answer any of the questions, but the students were pretty excited to do so. What's another opportunity for your students? Have them come to Feed Your Kidneys. Invite them all. Most nursing programs require some type of a service project. Yeah, here's your service project. Come and do this. This had actually 5 student members from Salt Lake City, from Roseman University, where I teach, come to this in November. We had a grand time, and before they graduate, they want to do another service project at the Utah Food Bank, and we'll come out there and we'll do a great job. So there's a lot of opportunities besides a dinner meeting. Go to your local student fairs and get them involved in Feed Your Kidneys or a kidney walk. If you do that, that's another great opportunity. Get your students to do these fun activities. What are your resources for you as a chapter officer? Well, under the tab for chapter officer resources, there again, it talks about a playbook that is nurse membership, student nurse membership, and honor cord program. This was written by Michelle Gilliland, and it's just a nice breakdown of step by step what to do. Download it. It goes into a little bit more depth than I'm giving you here in the Fast 15, but it's worth your time to look at it as far as how to engage with students. There again, here's another student having fun, getting prizes. I mean, is there anything more fun than going to the kidney wheel? Also, too, as you scroll down that, you'll see then this Honor Cord Program Playbook. It's a guide for ANNA chapters to engage and recognize student nurses interested in nephrology. It outlines steps, fosters involvement, talks about more detail about the Honor Cord program. Nice piece of information to have to engage with your students and to give you some ideas. This is actually the website that's at the bottom there. But let me back up here. Let me go to the chapter officers resources, scroll to the bottom of the page because that's where it's located. Who are these folks here? This is Angie Kurosaka, our past president, Phyllis Azeltine again, Wendy Fry, and Melanie Harper. They were at the Nashville, the 2023 meeting. Where do I see the future going? Here's a picture of students coming to the monthly meetings. Within the Intermountain chapter, we invite 2 to 3 every meeting. I ask that they wear their scrub top or their scrubs with their name tag to designate that they are students. And of course, I get permission from the vendor if it's a industry sponsored event that I can bring students. Never have I ever had a vendor say no. So we actually reserve spots for them, and we give a shout out to them during the meeting to thank you for coming, thank you for taking the time. When my students come, because any of the students that are involved within the local universities, my students are required to ask a scholarly question. So they come prepared. I don't oversee the other universities, but my students are going to come with a question. What are the future for the membership committee? Angela McCarville will be taking over in 2026 as the chair of the committee. We're going to continue to grow students and involve them in the local or virtual chapter. The infrastructure within ANNA at the national office will continue to grow to support students. We've learned a lot in how to engage with them. Continue to focus the membership committee, as I said, to recruit the students. Yes, I want to retain our nurses that we currently have, but I want to grow young nurses. I do want to say that nephrology is a hard sell for today's students. And even though my students enjoy their rotation in a freestanding unit, they still want to do emergency, ICU, labor and delivery, and NICU. Those are the high intensity, high fun. And with the advent of The Pit, which is a great television show, I can't compete with all the things that they've seen there and what they want to do. I have pointed out though in The Pit, hopefully there will be an episode where someone comes in full blown renal failure, and they'll get to see that nephrology has hours of tranquility and moments of terror, as I like to call it. So there is a fast paced environment to nephrology, just kind of wherever you want to land. Also, too, I'd like to see the creation of a virtual chapter. If getting to a local chapter to actually sit down is more than students seem to be able to handle, what would happen if we had an annual, or rather a monthly meeting where they could come in and just chat virtually with other members, perhaps even have a short lecture? There's a lot of things that could be done with this. We're just getting started, basically. If you have any questions or want to contact me, there's me. This is Mrs. Longstocking. She's my dog. I'm all dressed here to go to Roseman University, and there's the Roadrunner up in the upper right-hand corner, which is our mascot. There I have both my personal email as well as my professional email, my cell phone. It is really the best way to get in touch with me. Just text me. I sleep with my phone and my dog and my husband, so get in touch with me that way. I'm happy to help you. Getting students involved is fun. Once I find you get one student involved, have them bring a buddy, and it multiplies. I usually have a waiting list for students to come to our monthly, sometimes twice a month meetings. They want to go, they want to attend. They feel incredibly honored to be invited. So you will get response if you ask them to come. And with that, I think my Fast 15 is done. Please reach out to me. This is just, skimming the surface on what the membership committee is doing. And I hopefully will see you and meet you soon. Thank you.